What's up, guys? I just rolled up to the Salvation Army. I haven't been in here in a while. It's been a few months since I've been in here. Wasn't really planning on filming anything, but I was like, you know what? I got my camera. I'm not mic'd or anything, but let's see. I got a good feeling about it. So let's see if there's anything going on inside this thrift store. Going into the thrift store. You know, I had to look after I recorded this video. I had to go back and look. When was the last time I actually did a thrift store video? It's been about 2 years. What's up, blue shirt guy? 2 years that I was hitting thrift stores and really just not finding anything. And they had media, but I want to be clear, the media that they had just wasn't anything I was interested in. But you're going to see as we approach these media shelves right here, they are brimming with goodness and overflowing into buckets below. Jean-Luc Picard collection. Earl Grey. Hot. This History of Rock and Roll box set is amazing. I already own it. By the way, that $24.98 is not the thrift store price. That's whoever had it that donated it. That's what they were trying to get for it. I see Bridesmaids on Blu-ray. There's so much good stuff here today. You get the Pumping Iron with the Arnold Schwarzenegger where he's, come on, Lou, what are you doing? You got to work harder. You're a little wimp, you know. Come on, what are you doing? I see Matchstick Men, which is one of those rarer... Did Matchstick Men ever get a Blu-ray? I'm not sure. It's one of those more obscure films that's become harder to find in the disc era. The modern disc era? I don't know what I'm talking about. See some Desperate Housewives. Any Twilight fans out there? It's a Desperate Housewives PC game. It's not even the season of the show. It's a PC game. But there's a lot of good stuff here. I see a Bond movie, and in this bucket, which is, again, like the overflow. First, you get the DVD, then you get the Blu-ray, then you get the 4K. Batman and Batman Returns in one box, sealed for your freshness, for your entertainment freshness. I see a Disney movie, I see The Princess and the Frog. I love you, you love me. One day there will be, well, there maybe already is. Just like houses will be built from old copies of Barney on VHS and DVDs. Check it out, guys. This is 3D Blu-ray number 1. Check the disc, Heath. How does it look? Yeah, they may have donated it, but is it because it's ruined? Is it ruined? No, it looks pretty good. Say hi, Heath. Hi. Hee-haw. This is amazing. So you'll see there's actually... Show the other one, Heath. There's actually 2 volumes of Hee-haw at this store. But you know, there's a box set. It's Time Life, and all this Time Life stuff's going out of print, because I don't think Time Life is really around anymore. Their website's gone. They're still supporting stuff at stores for now, I think. But I believe most of the Time Life inventory is going away. Elton John, live in Berlin. It's the best I can do. 'Tis the season for the Munsters. I already have the whole series, so I didn't need this. But always cool to see a great show like that in a place like that. A fine-looking show like you in a place like this. I mean, look at this stuff. This is some I don't know. They're A-list releases. It's not super niche or anything. The Carol Burnett Show. Here's another Time Life release. Sealed. Brand new and sealed. Murder. She wrote? It's a question. She wrote? Any fans of The Wire out there? Man, when Monty Python stuff starts showing up at the thrift store, something's wrong. What I think is probably going on with a lot of this stuff is that people have upgraded their collections to Blu-ray, or in some cases 4K, and they realize that these discs are essentially worthless. So they just donate them. Now, this is amazing. Like, I love this Doo-Wop Gold series. There's 8 volumes, 10 volumes, something like that. I have them all. I'm a big music fan, especially like like retro music. And I have the full set. There was like a series of PBS shows the reunions is basically what it was. They bring back doo-wop acts from the 50s, like 50 years later. And a lot of them are gone now. A lot of the people in those bands are dead now. But those performances kind of capture the last don't want to say the last gasp, But the last moments, you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. It's cool that they're around. Uncle Buck, Click, more. Look, Disney Blu-ray, Cinderella on Blu-ray. Like, what's going on, man? What's up with this? A Region B Thor Ragnarok Blu-ray. Never seen anything like that at the thrift store before. We got Bond movies. We got 21 Jump Street. The Italian Job. Come on. $3. DVDs here. DVDs were $3. Which, by the way, the dude checking me out did not charge me necessarily $3 for everything. There were mistakes were made. But I think Blu-rays used to be $4. They might have even been $5, but they were $3. Michelle and Cohen from Tony? I don't know. Can anybody read that? You got 2 copies of Christmas Vacation right there next to each other. Here's the 5th volume of the Looney Tunes, the Looney Tunes Spotlight Collection. Why would someone donate that? Those are so, like, fans keep that stuff, right? Here's a Walmart Black Friday copy of one of the Flintstones movies. What's the green tag? The promo green tag. Is that $3.96? Something like that. I see a copy. Is that Swingers? Cash McCall. Again, another one you just don't see at a place like that. What's a fine looking disc like you doing in a place like this? You want to get out of here? Come with me. Come with me if you want to live. It's Arnold from Pumping Iron. Come on, get out of here. What are you doing? I would have picked this up, but it is a full screen version, reformatted to fit your TV. No thanks. We don't mess around with none of those black bar cropping issues on the sides. No thank you. Pillar box. From the early DVD era when people were like, I want it to fill my screen. And now they say I want it to fill my screen in a different way because we all have widescreen TVs. I'm going to say it again. I've said this so many times on my channel. If you are just getting into the collecting hobby, hit your thrift stores, hit your pawn shops. They are gold mines. Look at this. The Lion, the Witch. Is that The Lion, the Witch in the Wardrobe on 3D Blu-ray? You'll be amazed what you'll find there. And, you know, DVD might not be your first choice, but you got the sci-fi original movie from Scream Factory. I did not buy this. If you're just getting into the DVD, to the collecting hobby, get your foot in the door with a DVD so that at least you can watch that movie whenever you want to watch that movie. It's yours forever, and then you can upgrade later. But I'm all about ownership and having access to things, and not being beholden to monthly subscription fees and just not having to go through gatekeepers to get to your entertainment. Get ready to have your mind blown, guys. We have a DivX disc. DivX, however you want to pronounce it. 1997, Circuit City got in on this. DVD was brand new. They're like, what if we sold them the disc for $5, but they could only watch it for 48 hours. And then after that 48 hours, they had to pay again to watch the movie. Needless to say, it didn't last long. It was kind of people were outraged because they're like, wait a minute, you're charging, I've already bought it once. You're going to make me pay you again to watch the movie? And you had to have a special DivX-enabled player. It did not work. I'm not sure when exactly it failed, but it failed pretty quickly. I used to buy my disc at Circuit City, and they promoted them. They tried to get you to buy them, but it didn't go well. And I've never seen a DivX disc out in the wild. I'm like, why did someone even have it? Because you couldn't. Maybe there was a way to hack them. I don't even know. Guys, where's this disc from? Embrace of the Vampire, but it's got some English writing. It's an NTSC format. But look, is it Korean? I didn't even get a good look at it. Somebody order some Bronson. I just went from 10 to midnight. More Bronson and some Chuck. Just not good Bronson or Chuck. I'm a fan of this movie, Banditas. It's got Penelope Cruz, Selma Hayek, Steve Zahn. It's a Western. I really like this movie. They have 2 copies at this thrift store, and I already have a copy, so I don't need it. I think my copy came from Movie Gallery, and it was still in the Movie Gallery package. I think now I've sleeved it. This was a compilation from about 20 years ago. It's a mixed disc of scenes from horror movies, and there's a commentary by Robert Englund. I used to have this. I donated it or got rid of it a long time ago, and I would have bought it here if it hadn't been water damaged. It was clearly water damaged. It's always nice to see an MGM disc of a classic movie out in the wild like this. It has the booklet intact, the 8-page booklet. I left it behind for somebody else because I've got that movie on Blu-ray. But it's also nice to see classics. Again, if you're just getting out of your comfort zone, if you're like, I've been watching Transformers and Marvel movies for the last 10 years, what's up with these Humphrey Bogart movies? Well, look, $3 a pop, you own the movie. It's not just Bogart. Check this out. They've got these out-of-print Fox Marilyn Monroe movies. 5 of them. Pretty maids all in a row, just right there for the taking. I've got these on Blu-ray too, so I didn't need them, but somebody is going to have a great Marilyn Monroe marathon. I'm going to check out. Let's head back to the car and see what we got. Holy cow, you guys. I cannot believe how much stuff was in there. So I bought kind of a lot. It's the biggest thrift store haul I've had in 2 years, maybe. It's been a long time. So I'll just show you what I got really quickly. I got Highball, a movie that it seems pretty rare. Now, you notice none of this, I'm not buying any of this stuff to flip. I'm buying it for my own collection. So Highball, this looks like it's chasing Swingers. Swingers was mid-90s. I'm guessing this is around the same time, but I just think the font looks like the Swingers font. There's an olive with a toothpick in the middle of it. Justine Bateman, Peter Bogdanovich, Ray Don Chong, Chris Eigenman, Annabelle Ciora, Ali Sheedy, and Eric Stoltz. This is from Avalanche Home Entertainment. I've never even heard of that company. I'm going to save one of the coolest things for last. I did buy Fletch on Blu-ray. They charged me $2 for this. I'm not sure the pricing scheme here because DVDs are $3 and then other stuff. You know, he charged me $3 for this. No, he charged me $2. I'm not even sure because it was an elderly gentleman that checked me out and I was like, this is a Blu-ray. And he's like, no, that's a DVD. That's $2. But everything else said it was $3, so I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look at the receipt. So I either paid $2 or $3. But I have Fletch Lives, but I don't have the first Fletch on Blu-ray. I don't think. So now I do. I picked up a sealed copy of Bell Book and Candle, part of the Columbia Classics line from Columbia with the... I'm pretty sure this is a Blu-ray. I'm actually not sure. I picked up Mother's Boys, part of the widescreen collection from who is this? This is Miramax? Yeah, Dimension Films. And it's after Halloween H2O, I guess, because they reference that sexy Jamie Lee Curtis from Halloween H2O. That's sexy Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm not seeing a year on much of any of this stuff. Distributed by Buena Vista Home Entertainment. This got a Blu-ray release at some point. It's going for well over $100. I thought it was cool just to pick this up, throw it in the collection, and have access to that movie. The disc is filthy, but it'll clean up nice. I'll clean it the way I clean up, Fun fact. Okay, so clean it with, first try dry cloth, then you can damp a cloth. You want lint-free if you can get it. But then, I'll take alcohol to a disc surface, and people are gonna be like, no, what are you doing, Heath? Why would you take alcohol to the surface of the disc? Because it works. It gets stuff off. And it's a $2, $3 DVD. Elvis, oh, that's super reflective. Elvis, The Great Performances, Volume 1, Center Stage. It's a 5.1 surround. This is from Rhino, you guys. By the way, if you... plug time, I interviewed Arnie Shore, who's now at Liberation Hall, but he worked at Rhino for decades. And if you want to get a little Rhino scoop, you can check out that interview with Arnie Shore. Anyway, it's Elvis performances. It's basically Elvis music videos before music videos really existed. More classics coming in. Cash McCall, the ever wonderful James Garner and Natalie Wood. This is DVD. I'm not even sure if this does have a Blu-ray. It's from Warner Brothers, so who knows. This might have a Warner Archive disc. I don't know. But anyway, it's got a cartoon, High Note. It's an Oscar-nominated cartoon, it says. Is that all the movies? Okay, there's one more thing here that I was like, what? So you saw it. I got the Carol Burnett collection. Here's the deal. Still sealed, right? It's 6 DVDs with 16 complete episodes on it. I don't love Carol Burnett, but I feel like I'm maybe missing something. Like, I feel like it's maybe my fault that I don't love Carol Burnett. Like, I just watch it, and it comes on antenna channels and stuff.
I don't laugh. I'm like, I see what they were going for. It just doesn't abuse me. It doesn't make me laugh. But I feel like I'm missing out, and maybe something will click if I keep watching this. But here's another reason that I picked this up. Not to flip it, but it's Star Vista Time Life. And Time Life is, if they're not out of business, they're fading fast. You know, they've shut down their website. I think they're still supporting their product in certain stores, but they're not going to be around much longer if they're still around now. So this was like, I needed to do it, right? And when I checked out, dude was like, that's a DVD, so that's $2. Okay, so that's probably the steal of the whole haul. The rest of this stuff is going to be music, and some of you guys are going to care about some of this, some of you are not going to care about some of it, but I'll go pretty quick. Louis Prima Collector Series, first track on the disc. By the way, this has 26 songs. First track, Just a Gigolo, Ain't Got Nobody. If you don't know the original, if you think that's a David Lee Roth song, listen to the Louis Prima original, and you can thank me, because it's amazing. It's incredible. I bought Creedence Clearwater Revival, Greatest Hits. These were $2. CDs were $2. I bought, you know, I got a bug up my butt a couple of, like, maybe a few months back, and I was like, I heard Fastball somewhere. It was in an episode of television. I can't remember what the show was. Maybe it was Dawson's Creek. I think it might have been Dawson's Creek when I was doing my rewatch there. And it wasn't The Way, which is the one I really like. It was out of my head. I was like, oh yeah, Fastball. And I went to Amazon and I was like, how much would it cost me to, yeah, I could download it, whatever. But I was like, how much would it cost me to buy that CD? It was gonna be like $6 or $8. And I was like, no thanks. But for $2, I just picked it up. I'll listen to those 2 songs a few times and I'll be like, I got my $2 worth. This Neil Young, you guys, Harvest Moon, great condition. I'm a big Neil Young fan, arranged by Jack Nitzsche, who, if you don't know about all of his soundtrack work and television work and his instrumental work in the 60s before he was with Neil Young, one of the great producers. I also bought this shirt. You know, I love my vintage Western. It's not even vintage, but, and it might be vintage. What's vintage these days? Anyway, it's an Echo Unlimited shirt, and it was $6.99, I think. So that is my thrift store haul. I can't believe it. This is the first thrift store video in many, many moons here on Cereal at Midnight. Are thrift stores coming back as people want this clutter out of their house? By the way, I overheard someone saying, somebody was like, you want to look at the movies? And they said it's all on streaming anyway, and they just kept on going. So that's the attitude. So if this is the era where people are getting this stuff out of their house, for people like us that want to pick up movies for our collections that aren't on streaming, because I'm pretty sure nobody's going to be streaming Cash McCall, maybe Highball, and Mother's Boys. Is that anywhere? Is Mother's Boys on Hulu or Disney Plus? I don't know. I kind of doubt it. But it's a good time for us. So I'm really happy with what I found. I also overheard old people saying, gosh, it sure is cold in here. So thrift stores, man. What do you find? And let's talk about it in the comments below. I appreciate you guys. Take care. Till next time. I will catch you later.